Support for Cinema Classics comes from Film Columbus, enriching our community to make Columbus a destination for film education, exhibition, and production. Learn more at filmcolumbus.com. Cinema Classics is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. Listen to shows every Thursday at 8:01 p.m. and full shows online at WCBE.org. I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
I'm John DeSando.
This is Cinema Classics.
That sure is whatever. I think we need to talk.
It's not bad. I never heard you do that before. That's pretty good.
We need to talk about Rocky.
We need to talk about how... Stop rushing. We need to talk about how good my Sylvester Stallone impression is. Pretty good. I think it's pretty good.
It's good.
It's very good.
It's
Okay.
good. All right, it's Creed 2.
Or as I like to call it, Rocky 8.
Yeah, gosh.
Listen, let me tell you something. If Rocky is in a movie... If that character is in a movie...
Oh, you're going to call it Rocky?
It's a Rocky movie.
Okay, because there are only like 5 or 6...
There are 6 Rocky
strictly
movies.
Rocky, yeah.
True Rocky movies.
Right.
But I got to tell you, these Creed movies, which I really like...
Yeah.
I love this last one, Creed 2.
Yeah.
Or Rocky 8, as I call it.
Yeah.
But with Rocky in there, first of all, this character... I wrote a piece recently for... pencilstorm.com.
Yeah.
You should check it out.
Yeah.
You had checked it out.
Yeah, I have.
Thank you for reading it.
Yeah.
This character is one of the great cinematic creations. It is the gift that keeps on giving. And I think Stallone, with Rocky Balboa, which is Rocky 6, which is a great little movie, and a perfect little return to indie form, I think he was like, he's trying to say goodbye to that character. It was like his Unforgiven.
Sure.
Right? What happened, though, was like we weren't done with that character. Turns out he still had a lot of life in him. And so now with these Creed movies, Rocky's on the other side of the ropes, right? He's in the corner, and it's different. Now it's like instead of cheering Rocky on, these Creed movies, it's like he's cheering us on.
Yeah.
He becomes like a life coach. It's great. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
What is it about that Rocky character? Now, we know, I mean, it was a big hit. I took my kids when it first came out. It was rah, 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 America, go, go, go.
Yeah.
What is it that links us to him that makes 8 movies and more to come, probably?
I think it is, one, you cannot underestimate Stallone's face, the power of his face as a movie star. His jawline and his mouth, and those eyes, those like hangdog eyes, all wrapped up in this character, right, who could be a bruising, bestial machine, right? But he's not. He is this humble, sweet soul who's damaged. He's a broken human being. And through his love of Adrian and their relationship, and his will to fight and do something that he's good at, as good as he can do it, he finds redemption. And I think the formula is basically watching this guy, who we love, who's so sweet, face adversity, and then train to do well.
Yeah, he overcomes.
It's not about boxing. It's not about
He overcomes
boxing.
with a lot of work.
Yes.
That's the thing that strikes me, what's so American about it.
And suffering.
Yes, yeah. And, there's a promise about the American dream, and he's another part of the American dream. But what it continues to hammer away at is life is so complicated that all the forces, even in his personal life, come together as he's boxing. And unless he has the strength and fortitude, he'll lose.
Yeah, right.
You get some galoot from Russia, right? Beat the heck out of you.
Yeah.
That's always there.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what I think about the American dream and why he embodies it. Also, because he's a street guy. Mm-hmm. And it's easy, in some sense, to identify with him. Rather than being a patrician, he's us, boy.
This is what's so smart about Stallone and the the arc, this character's arc over the past 30 or 40 years. So in Rocky 1, he's this, poor palooka. That apartment is gross. Like, you look at the couch and you're like, hey, I don't want to sit on that, Rocky 2, he finally wins. He becomes the heavyweight champion. Rocky 3, you find him on top of the world, right? He is in a mansion. He is a millionaire. And he's still, and what it does, that's the one where he loses the eye of the tiger, right?
Okay.
So he brilliantly posits that character at the apex of his career, but now he's lost the thing that we loved about him at the beginning,
Sure.
right? He's kind of lazy. So Apollo Creed trains him to fight Clubber Lang, Mr. T. So he does that, right? And then brilliantly turns Rocky IV into this Cold War, this beautiful little allegory about exactly what you're saying. American street guts, right?
Yeah.
And resourcefulness.
Yes.
And scrappiness.
Yes.
Against this steroid-driven machine of a man,
Yeah.
And that training sequence is so beautiful, where Rocky is he's out in the snow, trudging up mountains, and carrying logs over his shoulders in a very Christ-like manner, while Ivan Drago is training with machines and high tech and drugs. It's so beautiful.
And doesn't he? And Ivan comes back
And
to train
Creed too.
in Creed 2 to train his son.
Right, against
More of the same, but I felt a little more humanity in Ivan in this film.
Yeah, don't you wish we'd have gotten a little more of that?
I just so exactly my complaint about that. I want more of those two guys talking about life together.
I know. See what I mean? It could be a whole other movie with just
yes.
Rocky and Ivan Drago talking over some pasta at Adrian's in Philly.
And so, where do you think it's gonna go? How do you? He's getting really long in the tooth.
I don't.
You think he's got 10 more?
Man, I could watch this guy do this for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
If he keeps finding these new ways, right? So, there's this inverse now. What's happening? Rocky is now the mentor, the coach.
Right.
And as you'll recall, Burgess Meredith played Mickey in 3 of those movies. Came back in flashbacks for 1 or 2 more. And now Rocky, Burgess Meredith was this, like, he was just this vociferous, vitriolic little gnome who he was mean, he was abusive to Rocky. So that, I think, is also beautiful. Now that Rocky is in that kind of role, he doesn't do that. He's still sweet, humble, just offering sage advice, inspiring Adonis with love, and gentility. So what I think is, if there's a Creed 3, and I think there will be,
yes,
Mickey died in Rocky 3.
Uh-oh.
I have a feeling like Rocky, the cancer might come back from Creed, and Rocky might die in Creed 3.
Oh, dear.
Which would be terrible.
Yeah.
I wish that, what would be really original is if he just kept making Rocky movies until he died.
Well, one of the other things that fascinated me about this is that he had some real-life models for Rocky. Chuck Wepner.
Yeah, Chuck Wepner is the guy that fought Ali.
Right, yeah, and
And,
lost in the technical.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
he said he was there. I think Stallone said, I think he saw that fight.
Oh, great.
And that's what inspired
and Rocky Marciano,
him.
probably.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
We talk about, is it long in the tooth? Is this are we ready to retire this character? And yet, out of 8 movies now, there's only one real stinker. Rocky 5 is the worst one.
Okay.
So out of 8 movies, 7 of them are worth revisiting multiple times. Now, we talk about James Bond, and that one is gone 40, 50 years strong.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
26 movies. Why would this character be any different?
I think because he's getting really old. Stallone is getting, by any standards.
Because it's the fact that one actor plays this
Right,
character.
exactly, yeah. So I can't see it happening unless he dies, or unless they find someone, a long lost. Doesn't he have a brother or a son?
Listen, when he's gone, Rocky's gone. You're right, and that's the end of it. And I don't think this franchise, this Creed franchise, can go on without that character, because without Rocky, the rooting interest, the soul part of it,
yes,
the heart of it.
It's a great word. Soul.
Gone.
He is the soul.
Yeah. you.